Good afternoon, friends. Satyam Vada Dharmachara Satyamev Jayate. Welcome to today's news desk on income tax, GST and corporate laws. Let's start from the income tax. Madras High Court, no cancellation of the registration if trust spending earning from newspaper business for education. Madras High Court held in this case that where assessee trust was engaged in the business of the publishing newspaper, though assessee did not run any school or college, surplus of the income from business was utilized for donation to a particular assessee trust which was running educational institution, and in earlier years it was confirmed that amounts which were earned by the assessee trust was spent for the charitable purpose. Registration granted to assessee trust could not be cancelled. Mode and method of the education cannot be in any manner restricted but should be given the widest meaning that it's possible. Amendment to section 2 clause 15 cannot make activity of the trust not genuine which was hitherto genuine while enjoying the registration under section 12AA prior to the amendment. Next case, Delhi Tribunal assessing officer can't disallow loss in trading from the stock option solely on the basis of the interim order of SEBI. In this case, where there was no material available with the authority below so as to conclude that assessee had entered into any dubious or other transaction deliberately to sow business loss, disallowance of the loss in trading from the stock option could not have been disallowed by assessing officer solely on the basis of the interim order of the SEBI, alleging that certain entities were deliberately making repeated losses through their trading in a stock option, and disallowances under section 14A cannot be more than the exempt income. Next case, Bangalore Tribunal suo motu disallowance of the expenses under section 40 clause A could not amount to disallowance under section 37. In this case, where the assessing officer denied exemption under section 10AA to assessee company on ground that relevant document did not reveal any specific detail regarding services rendered by the assessee to his associated enterprise, and that there was in nature of the software development activities, since the transfer pricing adjustment proposed by the transfer pricing officer in respect of the payment received on account of the services rendered by the assessee under software development segment, assessee could not be denied exemption under said section and on a aforesaid above said ground. Where the assessing officer denied exemption under section 10AA to the assessee company engaged in the export of the software services to its associated enterprise on ground that there was no evidence of the data transmission and export of the software by assessee outside India, since fact of the export of the software outside India was of no relevance for the purpose of the eligibility of claim under section 10AA. Assessee could not be denied exemption under the said section and matter was to be remanded. Where the assessing officer denied exemption under section 10AA to the assessee company in respect of its new unit on ground that said until that said unit was not approved by the said authority, since assessee had placed on record approval obtained from the said authority for the said new unit which were not rejected, exemption under the said section could not be denied and matter was to be remanded. In this case, suo motu disallowance of the expenses under section 40A could not be disallowance under section 37. Next case, Gujarat High Court, Proviso to section 2 clause 15 not applicable as income generated by trust from the Garba event was utilized for its object. In this case, where SSC charitable trust engage into the health and human services for purpose of the improving quality of the life in society, earn revenue from organizing event of Garba during the Navratri festival. Since profit making was not an objective of the SSC and said income generated by it was utilized fully for the purpose of the object of the trust, SSC could not be hit by the provisions of section 2 clause 15 and SSC was to be granted exemption under section 11. Next is Madras High Court, no refund of the tax on prior period income which is declared in the subsequent year. Madras High Court held that where income of the petitioner was chargeable to tax and SSC paid self-assessment tax, which was admittedly payable merely because income was not assessed in a relevant year and was admitted by SSC on a later date, claim for refund of tax paid on admitted income is not sustainable. And SSC can choose one of the way which law permit but cannot avoid tax which is accessible to tax only because it was not assessed during the relevant year. It will not be the income nor not accessible to tax. The assessment can be revised within the period of the limitation prescribed by the law, or SSC can also voluntarily pay the tax on the escaped or omitted to be disclosed, but the income which is accessible to tax which was not assessed in the relevant year but admitted by the SSC on a later date cannot be shared not accessible and it shall be refunded. Next case, Karnataka High Court. Excise duty couldn't be included while valuing closing a stock of the goods manufacturer and laying in a stock. In respect of the exciseable good manufacturer and laying in a stock, excise duty element is not to be included in valuation of the closing stock. Let's start update on the GST. New Delhi State service tax can't be imposed on the bariatric surgery as it is not a cosmetic surgery. In this case, bariatric surgery performed by hospital on the patient suffering from the morbid obesity coupled with the life-taking diseases like type 2 diabetes and hypertension, arthritis, lipid disorder or obstructed sleep apnea or disease of a like nature is not cosmetic surgery or plastic surgery and same cannot be subjected to the service tax under section 65 clause 105 subclause ZZZZK of Finance Act. Next case, Telangana High Court ordered not to use any physical violence during the search operation interrogation in the GST. In this case, where a person is suspected of tax evasion, proper officer shall adhere to the provision of the CGST Act in conducting search, investigation or inquiry and shall not use any acts of the physical violence. Next case, Punjab and Haryana court no bail to GST officer who is accused of the pressurizing complainant for bribe. In this case, where the against petitioner working as a superintendent in the GST department, FIR was registered at the police station, CBI, ACB, Chandigarh, and allegation against petitioner was that he pressurized complainant to pay 9 lakh as a bribe. Petition for the grant of the anticipatory bail deserved to be dismissed. This is a very important case. If any officer asks for bribe, then this ruling should be applied. Next case, National Anti-Profiteering Authority NAPA directed builder to reduce price of the flats by passing benefit of the ITC available to buyers. Respondent builders should reduce price to be realized from the flat buyers commensurate with the benefit of the ITC available to respondent. Applicant were flat purchasers in project developed by respondent builders. They allege that the benefit of the ITC received by the respondent mainly during the post GST period was not passed on to flat buyers. Respondent case was that it had not benefited from availability of the ITC so as to pass on same by way of the commensurate reduction in the prices. Held that respondent builders should reduce price to be realized from the buyer of the flat commensurate with the benefit of the ITC available to respondent. Next ruling, Advance Authority ruling Gujarat, no GST exemption on the exam conducted by the State Examination Board. Benefit of the exemption is not available to the State Examination Board under entry number 66B4 to notification number 12/2017 central tax rate dated 28th June 2017 read with the notification number 2/2018 central tax rate dated 25th January 2018 as exam conducted by applicant are the planned and conducted by the State Examination Board on its own accord and its note services provided to an educational institute. Next case, Kerala High Court. Detained vehicle and goods to be released on furnishing bank guarantee. Kerala High Court held that where the competent authority detain vehicle of the SSC and goods contained therein on ground that part B of the e-way bill was not updated. Said authority was to be directed to release goods and vehicles on SSC furnishing bank guarantee for value of the amount as shown in the detention order. There are no update on the corporate laws and the Lloyd laws, competition law. Thank you so much for watching news days on income tax, GST and corporate laws. Please share among the professional colleagues and a student. We are covering all updates on the regular basis and gap or most gap of the 1 or 2 days. So these are all updated. We are covering all updates, case law, circular, notification, press release of the department. So please share among the professional colleagues. Thank you. Thank you so much.